Hello, lovely listeners, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone. It's Jill and Kim, one harmonical, back for another message. Uh, so the other day, I was doing a reading for somebody, and we were talking about relationships and finding the right person. Okay, and I put the right in quotes because is there truly a right person? That's another topic. Um, but
Yeah, exactly. What does the right person mean?
yeah, yep.
We'll leave that alone for right now.
Uh, and so he's like, well, how can I tell a person, like if I'm going to like them, if we're going to be compatible, how do I know? Like if you're just meeting them. And I thought that was a beautiful question. So I sat there and tuned in, and what spirit guides had given him was to play games. Play card games, play board games, even video games, play games, even like bowling. Bowling's a game. Go out and play some tennis. Like they were given a whole bunch of ideas of games to play and just see how they act. How do you act together? Like play a game that's together, a partnership game, versus a individual game. Just see how they respond. Do they
Uh,
blame things a
did you say
lot?
versus individual games? You cut out a little bit
Yes.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
versus
Sorry.
individual games like if you're playing online games or video game kind of thing. I
Yep.
know you play against other people, but you're saying in that kind of a situation, you see him more as a singular player, say, compared to, a board game where you're playing with other people.
Yep.
But you can play with other people on video games too.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
it's very interesting the change in people. And when this was coming through, I sat there and thought about, say, my relationship with other people and the people I have played, say, games with. And it like dawned on me, their personalities, what we would call them their strengths, their weaknesses, all this stuff literally came out in these games. A lot of times I was so wrapped up in my own game that I didn't see them. I didn't see who they were who they were portraying or how they were acting out. It wasn't a bad thing. It was more, I didn't see it, but when I sat back and I reflected back on these games that I played with people, like, holy cow, their personality was right there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yep.
I cannot blame them. Oh, I didn't know that's who they were. It's like, well, technically you did. You're shown to continue to hang out with this person, or you chose to hang out with this person, even though you knew that they might be a blamer, or they were a sore loser, however you want to call it. Um, and that's probably how they're going to act, not all the time in life, but
But it's
it
an
might be
element
some,
of their personality. Yeah, it's an
yeah,
element of who they are at that point. And then that's the decision thing where, it's a little bit of an ouch when we're shown who
yeah,
someone really is, quite honestly. And so it's weird because it's a little bit of an ouch, we tend to just not pay a lot of attention to those.
yeah,
Because we're like we have this aversion to that. We're like, well, okay, I'll just overlook that, gloss over it, whatever. But it was still shown, you know.
yeah,
And if we can look at that stuff that you know that has the ouch to it, the stuff that has the intense pleasure to it, and then the question is, are you okay with all of that in your life? Is that the good, bad, and the ugly, if you will, all of it? And we
yeah,
tend to, when we're playing games with someone or initially trying to learn someone's personality and if they're a good match or compatible, you know, we do tend to gloss over those things that we're not so intrigued by, even when we're playing games. But like you said, Kim, in actual games, not,
yes,
mind games. Um, but in reflection, yeah, you're right. You look at it and go, yeah, that was there. That was there. I see it.
yeah.
Mm.
And the,
What do
the
you,
fun part about this then is, so there, I will pick on myself. I will literally go there. There's things in life where I would get mad at my husband and I would put blame on him or, yeah, judgment towards him. And there was a lot of things that, if I look back, I was shown that. And those little things that bothered me in those games that I recognized a long time ago, like kind of like, oh, why did he do that? Say in a game, video game, he played a lot of video games. Why did he choose to do that? Or why did he choose that? Like I questioned this stuff back then, but like you're young, and I just let it go over my head because he was a fun guy. Like he liked this. When he did this, he laughed. He made me laugh. And that's what I loved about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when life happens and we have to deal with
Uh-huh.
serious situations, um, obviously we can't laugh over everything. And that those pieces of those games, when he was serious in the games, those sides came out. And I was very judgy. It's like, well, I knew that about him. And
Hmm.
so there's something that's powerful in knowing. And how can he
I'm
utilize
sorry,
that?
you cut out,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah, it's okay. So you're saying there's this, how can I utilize that?
Yeah, how can I utilize
Those,
that strength that he has to actually help us? Because he
yeah.
knew how to play a game back then and actually win. Now, those little things that might have irked me on how he won,
Hmm.
we need to tap into that
Right.
because it served a great purpose, that energy, that drive. And I can't get judgy over it. I'm like, okay, how do I use that? How he thought to move, say, if you're playing a game of chess. How did he think to move that over there? He had it all lined out, like if this person moves this, then they're going to move this, and then this happens, and then boom, he wins. And you're like, how did you think through that? That's the type of piece that would kind of bother me because I'm like, dude, he just beat me in chess. Like, how do you see that happening? He was able to see the patterns. He was able to read
Right.
it.
Right.
So I learned to tap into that side of him instead of being angry and frustrated that I lost a game against him. No, like find how to get that out of him again for whatever
Yeah.
situation it was.
Yeah. That's very intriguing. That's a very intriguing take on actual games, and then also somewhat of the, the games we do play in life.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's a very simple way to determine early on, as the question came up from your client, Kim, which was,
Yeah.
how do I know? It's very
Yeah.
simple early on. As you proceed and you go on longer in relationships, or say if you have family, family of origin relationships, that's where the game piece can get a little more this game suggestion can get a little more complex to look at. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it is insightful. It's definitely shows us a lot. Very cool.
And again, as we always say, or as I always say, don't judge the game, don't judge the person. Do you like the game that's being played anymore? If you don't like the game, it's all right to put your hands up and say, I'm done playing that game.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point to say I'm done playing, and then also to know that truly, like when it comes to your life and games you're playing in your life, not board games, not video games, in your own
Yep.
life, you can say I'm done with that game, and you also need to realize that you actually have the power and the ability to create any rules for the
Yep.
game you want in your life.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh,
Hmm.
very interesting topic.
Yes, it is. Wonderful topic. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Kim.
Yeah. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Until next time.